So class, this is the last topic in PMLS2, okay, for this SEM. So I'm going to discuss functions and procedures performed by a laboratory assistant or aide. So I'm going to discuss also laboratory waste management plan. So laboratory waste management plan is not new to you. This was discussed in PMLS1. So I'm just going to, repeat. So this is just a review, of what you have learned in PMLS1. So I'm going to start with the functions of a laboratory assistant and aide. So the work assignments of laboratory assistants differ from one laboratory to another. So they may be assigned to the reception area as receptionists. Some are assigned to the testing areas as laboratory aides. So we discussed already yung laboratory receptionist in one of our previous lectures, right? So now I'm going to discuss the laboratory aide. Okay. So what are the functions of a laboratory aide or assistant? Okay. So washes, ayan, laboratory glassware. So later, yan, aaralin natin dito. We're going to focus on how to properly wash laboratory glassware. So a laboratory assistant also cleans laboratory workbenches like this one. They also help in mixing chemical solutions. No? Okay. A laboratory aide also segregates laboratory wastes. Okay, kaya nga aaralin din natin yung laboratory waste management later, and then restocks the laboratory supplies, okay, operates autoclaves. So in the laboratory, okay, I'm going to show you how to operate an autoclave. And then maintains the cleanliness of laboratory equipment, yung surface ng laboratory equipment, and the laboratory in general. Okay, so these are the functions but not limited to this. Okay, sabi ko nga, the functions of a laboratory aide also vary from one institution to another. So pwedeng yung iba, no, walang helping in mixing chemical solutions. Yung iba naman may dagdag, no, may iba wala dito. So that varies also. But these are the common functions of a laboratory assistant or aide. Okay. Now, okay, so start tayo with the laboratory glassware. So good laboratory technique demands clean glassware. So the use of dirty glassware may give erroneous results. So glassware must be physically and chemically clean. And in some cases, like in bacteriology, it should be sterile and it should be grease-free. So parang yung mga sebo because of the other chemicals, no? So kailangan wala yon, matanggal yon. Okay. So ito yung basic in washing kay laboratory glassware. So rinse muna ng tubig, no? And then soak in detergent solution. So para lang kayo naghuhugas ng pinggan dyan sa bahay nyo, no? Kaya ng mga glassware dyan sa bahay nyo, no? So soak in detergent solution, then brush like this, and then rinse with tap water. Okay. So yung kaibahan lang, no? So dito, merong rinsing with distilled water. So after rinsing with tap water, okay, kailangan mong i-rinse with distilled water. Okay, so ano ba yung distilled water? So alam naman natin, yan yung water from which impurities, yung mga dissolved salts, okay, have been removed by distillation. Okay, so the ionized water can also be used. Pwede rin gamitin yan. Okay, so pag sinabi natin distilled water, chemically pure water yan. Okay, para walang mga residue because of the salts. Okay. So then after that, dry, no? Can be air dry, or para mas mabilis, you have the drying oven. Okay, and then store in a cabinet. So ito yung basic, ito yung madalas gawin. No? Okay, so by the way, yung ating lecture for the day, ang source nito ay yung inyong book. Right? Okay. So now, ang problema lang, tama, no, yung removing yung grease. Yan. So grease, so parang sa bahay din, 'di ba? Mahirap magtanggal ng sebo, right? Okay. So grease is best removed by boiling in a weak solution of sodium carbonate. Okay. Acetone or any other fat solvent may also be used. Okay. So, yung silicone grease, ang problem lang dyan, okay, pag ganito, no? So, we call this stopcock plug or barrel, okay? So, nakasingit-singit dyan yung grease. And how you're going to wash this? Paano mo tatanggalin yung grease dito? So, sabi, you're going to soak, no? Ibabad mo daw, okay, ito, no? In warm decahydro naphthalene for 2 hours, okay? Para matanggal yung grease. Okay, and then you drain, tanggalin mo yung ito, yung decahydronaphthalene, and then rinse with acetone. Okay, or this sulfuric acid, but commonly used is the acetone. No? Okay. And next now will be yung rinsing, no? Magbabanlaw na tayo. So yung glassware, okay, ang pinagre-rinse as I mentioned earlier, okay, ay tap water, okay, and then rinse that with distilled water. Okay, so o kaya lagay ka ng large bath of the distilled water, no? Lagay mo doon, okay, yung glassware para matanggal yung mga salts. Okay, so for test tubes and graduated cylinders like this one, di ba mahaba, no? Okay, tapos may payat pa na ganyan. So mahirap, okay, mag-rinse, right? So when you rinse, okay, parang nagre-rinse ka ng glass dyan sa bahay nyo, no? Okay, so allow the tap water to run into, okay, and over them, ano mo lang ng tubig, and then partly fill each, no? Lagyan mo ng tubig mga kalahati, and then shake mo, and then tapon. Okay, and then lagyan mo na naman, and then shake mo, and then tapon, and you do it 6 times. Okay, para ma-rinse ng mabuti itong test tubes nito. Okay, now for pipettes, okay, so yun, mahirap yung pipette natin, hugasan, no? Okay, so may mga pipette washers tayo. Okay, ito, like this one. So, ito yung pipette washer natin, no? Okay, so you have here, okay, lagay mo lang dyan yung pipettes mo, and then lalagay mo dito, no? Okay, and then lagay mo sa faucet. Okay, so may mga iba-ibang klaseng pipette washers. Okay, so pag wala kang ganito, so anong gagawin mo? Okay, so ayan, no, attach mo lang daw, pag rinse lang to, ito yung rinsing natin, no? Attach a piece of tubing, no, okay, to the faucet, and then connect, okay, the delivery end to allow the water to run through them. Okay, so ganun yung paggamit nitong washer na ito. Now, if you do not have that washer, okay lang din naman, no? Okay, this is how to wash pipettes. Okay, place mo yung pipette, tips down. Okay, kung meron kang cylinder or tall jar of water. Okay, tapos ilagay mo siya doon, no? I-immerse mo. Okay, doon sa water, and then i-drain mo. Okay, parang ni-rinse mo lang muna at tanggalin mo yung dumi. No? Okay, and then lagay mo siya sa detergent. So, basic pareho lang din, tama, di ba? Sabi natin rinse and then no soap, tama? Okay. Now, pag masyado daw madumi, you're going to use chromic acid. Yan, okay, pag masyadong dirty. And then drain mo and then tap water. Okay, and then soak in distilled water. So parang kapareho din ng basic. Okay, dito lang ibabad mo sa distilled water for 1 hour, no? Okay, and then tanggalin mo na, and then rinse. Okay, and then dry mo yung outside portion using cloth, punasan mo, and then shake mo yung water, okay, para lumabas from the pipette. Kasi di ba may natitirang water doon, and then let dry. Okay, so ganun lang din, no? Parang pareho lang din sa basic. Okay, so dito lang kailangan be careful kasi baka mabasag itong tip of the pipette mo. Okay. So basically, if you're going to summarize, ganun lang din. Tama, no? You have to rinse with water, okay? And then, lagay mo sa dissolved detergent, okay? And then, after that, okay, run mo, okay, tap water over through the pipettes. Okay, mahirap pa, mag-wash talaga ng pipettes pag wala kang washer. Okay, so, and then, yan, okay, soak, okay, babad mo sa distilled water, and then rinse, okay, and then dry, and then yan na, ganun. Okay, tapos na. Okay, so mas maganda if you really have this washer. Medyo mura lang naman to, so most laboratories have this. Okay. Now, kung hindi lang washer, no, yung may, hindi lang automatic pipette washer, meron din tayong sinasabing ito, no, yung automatic laboratory glassware washer. So lalagay mo lang dyan yung mga glassware mo, okay, and then i-close mo, okay, and then siya na yung magwa-wash. Okay, pag tapos na yung time, hugas na lahat yung mga glassware mo. Okay, so parang automatic na, okay, di ba pag washing machine, lagay mo lang dyan, then pag malinis na. So ganun din siya. So this is like this, okay. So ko yan from a video. Okay, may tubig na lumalabas. May video nito paano siya, ano yung principle, how to wash yung glassware. Okay. Kaya malabo kasi I just, parang kinapture ko lang yung video. Okay. Now, the problem now is how to wash the culture tubes. Yan, ha? So, syempre, yung mga tubes natin from yan, microbiologic di ba, culture. Okay, so yung blood, mga culture natin, okay, hindi lang blood, no? Iba-ibang klaseng specimens pwedeng i-culture. Okay, so paano natin yan iwawash? Okay, syempre may microorganisms yan, right? So very important is you have to autoclave first. Okay, so autoclave mo muna to kill all the microorganisms present. Okay, so 30 minutes yan, no? At 121 degrees Celsius, no? 15, okay, per square inch pressure, that's the pressure. Okay, so pag sinabi mong 121 degrees Celsius, mas mainit pa sa boiling temperature. Diba? Kaya talagang patay lahat, kahit spore formers. No, kahit yung bacterium na mahirap mamatay, talagang when you autoclave, patay lahat yan. Sterilized lahat yan. Okay? So, yan. Now, if there are media daw that solidify upon cooling, kasi may ang ginagamit talaga natin sa laboratory, mga agar, ano? So, Tagalog pa agar, no? Okay. Parang gulaman. Okay, nagsusolidify upon cooling. So, mas maganda if you're going to pour, itapon mo na habang liquid pa siya. No? Okay. And then you empty yung tubes and then brush. Ayan, with detergent and the water, and then rinse with tap water, and then rinse using the distilled water. So same, no? Pareho lang dun sa basic. Okay, ang kaibahan lang dito, you have to autoclave first before you, yan, okay, wash or brush with the detergent. Kailangan, okay, ma-autoclave muna siya to kill all the microorganisms. Okay. Now, Petri dishes, ito naman, and the culture bottles, basically, sabi dito, sterilized and clean following the procedures for cleaning culture tube. So, ganito rin. Pareho lang. Same. Okay? Now, after nga lang yan, usually nirarap yan ng bawat isang Petri dish na malinis. No, nirarap sa paper, or kung wala, ayaw mo nun, pwede rin naman ito if you have this canister. No? Okay, may Petri dish can, okay, or canister. So, lagay mo dito yung mga Petri dishes, lagay mo siya doon, and then, yan. Okay, lagay mo dyan siya sa loob. Now, for using this, of course, yung mga ginagamit natin sa microbiology, no? Bago tayo mag-culture, we use this for culture, ini-sterilize mo na yan. So, ang sterilization is before washing, no? And then after washing, before using. Yan. Okay. Para talagang malinis, walang microorganisms present. Okay, so the microorganism that will grow on this culture will just be the microorganisms coming from the specimen of the patient. Okay, so walang from outside source. Now, ito, no, okay, serology tubes, culture media, no. So what if, okay, ayaw mo gumamit ng autoclave, pwede ba yun? No? So, pag may mga microorganisms na hindi naman mga spore formers, yung mga madaling mamatay na mga microorganisms, pwedeng ito gamitin mo. No? Okay. So, meron kang boiler, okay, okay, bakit na malaki? No? And then, lagyan mo ng soap, and then boil for 30 minutes. Yan. So, boil for 30 minutes. So, instead na nag-autoclave ka, binoil mo for 30 minutes. Okay. But again, for bacteria na mga spore formers, okay, mga viruses, no, mas gusto nila pag talagang autoclave. Okay. So, yan, no? And then the same, no? Kung itong gagamitin mo, boil for 30 minutes, okay, because I want to repeat that not all microorganisms can be killed by boiling for 30 minutes. Okay. And then rinse mo na, tap water, scrub with the detergent, and then rinse again. So, ganun lang siya, no? Okay. So, rinse with tap water yan. Tapos, scrub with detergent. So, rinse with tap water. And then, but the same yung procedure niyan, no? So, tap water, then distilled water, air dry. Yan, ganyan. Pare-pareho lang yan siya. But again, no? So, tawag dito, advised will be, of course, the use of the autoclave, okay, or large steam oven. Okay, yan, mga serology tubes and the culture media. Okay, better kung meron kang yan, autoclave, okay, or large steam oven or similar equipment that can be used to sterilize the glassware. Okay. Now, punta na tayo sa drying. How to dry? Ayan, paano ba nagda-dry niyan? So, I mentioned kanina, you can do air drying or the use of the drying oven. Okay, so pwedeng i-dry yan, yung air drying, hanging on wooden pegs, parang ganito. Ayan siya. So ilalagay lang siya dyan. Okay, tapos dyan na, magda-dry. Okay, so hanggang sa gagamitin na nila. No? So pwede naman ito. Okay. Pag hindi nagmamadali, pwede yan, lalagay lang siya dyan. Okay, so yan. So pwede din sa mga baskets, lalagay nila dyan. Okay, mouth downward. Okay, so make sure lang merong gauze or malinis. No? Okay, and then can be, ito, the drying oven. Now the temperature can be 140, 150, 160, ganyan. No? Mainit. Okay, so yung time naman, depende. Okay, so merong 45 minutes to 60 minutes yung kanyang dry. Okay, sineset yan dito kung ano yung preferred. Okay. So, ayan. And then next now, okay, yan, storing na tayo. So na-dry na natin, so store na natin. So this should be protected from dust. No? So, and you have to plug this with cotton or cork. Ito yung mga cork natin. No? Or paper, tapos tinitape. Or you can okay, wrap this with aluminum foil. Ayan, para hindi mapasukan ng okay, dust okay, or dumi yung loob niya. Okay. And then store in specially designed racks. Okay. So sabi dito, alkaline liquid should not be stored in flasks daw because your stoppers or yung stopcocks may nagdumidikit. Dumidikit siya doon. Okay. So, ayan. Okay. Next. Additional precautions to ensure that glasswares are clean and free from damage and contaminants. So again, I got this from your book. Okay. So examine mo daw muna yung glassware mo for damage and discard any cracked or broken glassware in the proper disposal container. So pag may nakita ka diyang crack, no? Okay, okay, basag, tapon mo na siya kaagad. Okay, and then clean and remove any residue, including all tapes and labels. So when you wash, di ba may mga label yan, may mga tapes yan, kailangan tanggalin lahat yon. So kailangan malinis, walang nakalagay dyan. So you remove all the tapes and the labels. Okay. And then, mas maganda if you have the automatic cleaning apparatuses. Yung glassware washer natin, mas maganda yun. May pipette washer ka, mas maganda yun. Okay. And then you have to autoclave yan, contaminated glassware to sterilize. So, yung ginamit sa culture and sensitivity testing, make sure talagang i-autoclave yan before washing. Okay, and then air dry or use a drying oven, pwede yan. And then store the glassware in the proper place after drying. So parang paulit-ulit lang siya. Okay. So cleaning na and maintenance procedure of the laboratory work areas. So important talaga, all the staff members in the laboratory daw, okay, have the responsibility to maintain a clean environment. And that is of course to reduce the risk of infection. Okay, para hindi tayo ma-infect, kailangan malinis. Okay, para din walang cross-contamination that can happen during the specimen handling. Okay. So yan, kailangan malinis. Okay. So yun, di ba? One of the functions of the laboratory aid, maglinis. Yan, to clean the area. So clean the surfaces of the laboratory equipment regularly. Surface lang ha. Okay, so comply with the standard operating procedures of your laboratory. Okay, and then you document. May logbook yan. Sulat mo kailan nilinis. Okay, and maintenance activities using the logbook. Okay. Now, guidelines in the maintenance of the laboratory work areas. Okay, floor should be clutter-free, walang kalat, no? Okay, there must be no objects or spilled materials on the floor. Okay, so kung may natapon kayo, reagent or water or whatever, that should be wiped immediately. Okay, wipe off immediately. So why? Okay, baka may okay, ma-trip, Okay, may mag-fall, okay, madulas, madapa, or yan, because of that. So make sure, okay, clean. Yan, okay. There must be no objects or spilled materials on the floor. Okay. Next now will be materials should be returned to their designated places after use. So kailangan naka-organize. Okay, pagkatapos gamitin, ibalik. Okay. And then number 3, okay, the laboratory exit floor plan should have 2 clear passageways. No? So yung exit, dalawa, no? Dalawang doors. Okay, clear. Ibig sabihin ng clear, unobstructed, walang nakabara, walang nakaharang. Okay, so laboratory should have 2, okay, exit doors. So make sure, importante yan ha. Okay, dalawa. Okay, para in case of emergency, hindi kayo nagsisiksikan sa isang exit door. And then safety showers, the eye washes and fire extinguishers and electrical control boxes, yun yung circuit breaker natin na should be accessible, okay, and strategically placed. So yung madali mong mapuntahan. Yung fire extinguishers, they should be placed near the door, okay, malapit sa pintuan. Okay, para pag may sunog sa loob, so anybody kahit sa tagalabas, no, pwedeng kunin yung fire extinguisher at saka yan, gamitin. Kasi baka mamaya, no, kung yung fire extinguisher mo nandoon sa may loob, tama, tapos yung fire nag-start sa may gitna, ay paano ka makakapunta doon sa loob? Right? At kayo nandoon yung fire, paano mo kunin yung fire extinguisher doon? Okay? And then of course, the safety showers, the eye washes, kailangan, no? Okay, nakikita, madalas makita. Doon mo siya ilagay. Okay? Tama? Yan. So next now, ito, yung sink traps and floor drains should be maintained and filled with water to avoid sewer, okay, gases from escaping. Okay. So, ito yan. No? So, have you wondered bakit yung merong yung sink nyo, may parang P-trap, no? Parang ganito. Ayan, nakaganyan siya. Okay. So, may purpose actually yan. So, dito, kailangan may water. Sabi dito, water seeding in the trap prevents the sewer gases from coming doon sa bahay nyo para hindi mangamoy. Kasi di ba yung sewer dito, di ba may mga ano yan, okay, mga basura, na mga ganyan, sewer gas na dyan, mga methane, yan, because of the wastes. Okay, so para hindi papasok yung gas na yon dito at sisingaw dyan sa bahay nyo, okay, may water yan dito. Okay, so maybe you're wondering, nagbabara kasi, bakit kasi naka-ano yan, naka-bend, no? So may purpose yan. So water sitting in the trap prevents the sewer gases from coming into the home. Okay, para hindi pupunta doon sa home o sa laboratory. Okay. Now, bench apparatus should be placed away from any edges. So, pag meron kang ganito, no, may apparatus ka, kailangan wala siya dito sa gilid na to. Okay, so kasi baka malaglag. Okay, kahit hindi apparatus, kahit mga glassware mo. So, hindi siya pwede sa gilid na. Okay, dito lagay mo siya dito. Baka malaglag. Okay. So the cleaning of the lab area should be scheduled. Ayan. No? So usually yung pag-clean yan at the end of the working day. Okay. So pagkatapos mo nang mag-work, no? Okay, you clean the area. Okay, clean the area bago ka out no ng iyong duty. You have to clean the area. Okay. So gano'n, no? So nililinis usually yan. Tapos pag lab lab aid, no, yung buong yan lab area na yan. So may schedule of cleaning. Okay. So ayan, pag end ng working day, okay, yung hindi na masyadong busy. Okay, hindi masyadong busy yung laboratory, yan, ini-schedule nila yung paglinis. Now, the bench tops and liners are kept free from visible contamination. Ayan, yung mga bench tops natin, no, kung saan natin yan, mga ito, no, okay, kailangan malinis. And then spills, okay, should be cleaned immediately to prevent slips, no, trips, and falls. Yan, yung nadapa, no, nadulas, yung mga ganyan. Okay. Kahit sa bahay nyo, no? Pag kayo ng tubig, nakatapon kayo ng tubig, make sure punasan agad, no? Immediately. Kasi baka madulas si mami, no? Madulas si ate o kaya si kuya. Now, the doors and drawers are kept closed, no? And passageways should be free from obstructions. So, yung mga doors, may self-closing door para in case of fire, no? Hindi madaling kumalat. Okay. And then yung passageways, yung dadaanan, kailangan unobstructed. Okay, para in case of emergency again, mabilis kayong makalabas. So this is a no-no, no? Okay, tingnan mo yung passageway nila, daming okay. So sa bahay din ninyo, no? So kailangan yung passageways, wala masyadong obstruction, okay? Para in case of emergency, okay, madali kang makalabas. Okay. Now, punta na tayo. Okay, cleaning na tayo, no? Okay, so there should be fresh daw cleaning reagents prepared on a daily basis. So ibig sabihin, okay, araw-araw dapat freshly prepared yung iyong cleaning material or cleaning reagents. Hindi sila ini-store in diluted form. Hindi yung magda-dilute ka ngayon, no, para for 1 week. So hindi, usually freshly prepared yan. So every day, okay, nagpe-prepare. And that should be labeled properly. Okay, so ano yung mga common na mga cleaning materials or reagents na ginagamit ng mga laboratory aids? Okay, so itong tatlo. So 1% hypochlorite solution for daily cleaning. Okay, so yan ang pagtimpla, 10 ml of sodium hypochlorite and then 1,000 ml of water. Okay. Pag 70% naman, okay, ethanol, no? Okay. So yan, ginagamit din. And the Lysol. So Lysol is actually 5% phenolic solution. Okay. Now, ayan na, daily cleaning procedure. So anong gagawin mo, no? Pagka laboratory aid, okay, araw-araw ito yung paano, no, maglinis. Okay. So parang 'di ba sa bahay nyo ang ginagawa niyo lang everyday, nagwawalis, ganyan, Okay. So hindi naman kayo everyday nagva-vacuum, tama? O kaya nagma-mop. Okay. So dito, no, fresh cleaning solution should be prepared, no? So PPE should be worn when cleaning the area. Okay? And then yan, pieces of equipment are cleaned according to the SOP. So ano ba yung mga araw-araw dapat linisin? Ganon. No? So may mga gamit na hindi naman araw-araw nililinis. Okay? Materials that prevent thorough cleaning are removed. So pag naglilinis ka tapos may nakaharang, you have to remove that so you can clean, okay, thoroughly. Okay, then usually 5% Lysol na ang ginagamit in cleaning. Or itong pwede din itong 1% sodium hypochlorite. Okay. Now, punta naman tayo sa weekly cleaning. Ayan. So, may soap, and then pagkatapos niyan, followed by the 5% solution, Lysol solution. Okay, and then yan, yung mga water bath, okay, ginagamitan ng hypochlorite, okay, solution. Okay, and then yan, yung mga rocks, okay, and the tubes, usually, ayan, binababad sa Lysol, okay, and allowing them to air dry. Okay, tapos yung mga rocks naman sa molecular testing are cleaned after use, no? Okay, by immersing them in 1% hypochlorite, okay, solution. Okay, so yan yung mga paglinis, na. Okay. Now, punta na tayo. So we are done with the cleaning. Okay, so tapos na tayo sa paglilinis. Okay, meron tayong paano magbanlaw, mag-rinse, right? Okay, paano mag-dry. Okay, so now punta na tayo sa laboratory waste management plan. Okay, but here, so ang gagawin natin ay hindi lang yung laboratory waste management, but the healthcare waste sa buong hospital, na. Okay. And here, meron dito, according to your book, ito yung waste management hierarchy, na. Okay, from preferable to the least preferable. So, yung waste hierarchy, yung ranking nito, no, okay, this actually ranks yung waste management options according to what is best for the environment. Ano ba yung nakakabuti sa environment? Siyempre, di ba, green chemistry. So, it gives top priority to preventing waste. So, gamit tayo ng mga biodegradable materials. Yan, kaya tinawag green chemistry or green procurement policy. So, buy lang what is biodegradable para walang waste, no? Okay, disposal. So, ganun, no? So, dito lang, no? So, yung pollution prevention, source reduction, yan, prevention, no? Waste prevention, waste reduction. Yan yung green chemistry. Biodegradable. Okay, para walang itatapon. Tama, no? So, prevention. Okay, so pag sinabi nating prevention, okay, focuses on eliminating the amount of waste, no, created from the source. Ayan. So sabi ko nga, use yung mga mga biodegradable materials, okay? So i-prevent daw, no? Okay, prevention. So and then next now, okay, in your book, no, meron siyang sinabing reuse, no, unwanted materials, redistribute, okay, surplus chemicals, and reduce hazards. So reuse. Okay. So reuse, pag sinabi mong reuse, anong ibig sabihin nun? No? Okay, gagamitin mo ulit. Right? Okay, gagamitin mo siya ulit. So, 'di ba ang sinasabi nga, wag na kayong bumili ng mga bottled water, no, yung mga naka-plastic, no? Magdala ng tumbler, ganyan. Okay, kasi pangdagdag lang 'yan sa ayan. Okay, tatapon natin. Kaya ang dami ngayon, 'di ba? Mga plastic, puro plastic. Okay, so pwede tayong mag-reuse. Right? Okay, reuse. So when you say reuse and recycle, okay, ano bang kaibahan yan? Oh, so ito yan, reduce or prevention, no? Minimizing the amount of waste produced. Okay, reuse, using products repeatedly. Okay, so ito yung waste hierarchy. You discussed this in the PMLS, right? And then you recycle. Okay, so anong kaibahan ng reuse at saka ng recycle? Ito, no, same pa rin siya. No, kung ano yung anong gamit niya dati, yung parang pag sinabi mong direct reuse of items in their original form or function. So kung bote yan, okay, tama, no, gagamitin mo bote pa rin. Yung mga petri dishes, meron na kasi ngayon disposable. So kung gagamit ka ng glass, you can, di ba, reuse that, hugasan lang, autoclave, hugasan, ni-reuse mo. Tama, ni-reuse mo. Okay. Pag recycle naman, syempre processing of used materials into new products. Yan, using waste materials to make new products. Tama, no? Di ba yung mga ng sesto, yung balot ng sesto, no? Minsan ginagawang bags. Yan, no? Nire-recycle siya. Okay. So, next now will be recovery. Ayan. So, pag sinabi mong recovery, no? Okay, obtaining energy from waste. So involves yung capture of energy from trash. Yan, 'di ba? May mga maraming approaches diyan, yung mga pyrolyzation, yung mga ganon. Okay, yung kanyang meron siyang mga energy na nakukuha diyan, tama, no? Okay. Yan. And then the disposal. Last na will be the disposal. Ayaw nating magtapon. Tama? And usually, before disposal, kailangan i-treat muna yan. So later, we'll be discussing what are the methods of treatment and yan, before disposal. And how to dispose. Yan. So balik tayo dito sa book nyo. No? Okay, so green chemistry, reuse, recycle, and then environmental fate of the waste na. No? So incineration, land disposal, and other treatment methods. So dito sa Pilipinas, tama, no, wala tayong incineration. Hindi tayo nag-incinerate, tama, no? Okay, because of the Philippine Clean Air Act of 1999. So next, punta na tayo sa proper handling, no, of laboratory accumulated waste. So again, galing to sa book natin. So safety is the primary consideration, no, of waste disposal. So yan, kaya kailangan yung laboratory should have a clear plan for the disposal of hazardous and non-hazardous materials. So hinahanapan niya ng DOH. Okay, so sa FEU, meron silang meron silang waste management plan. Okay, parang booklet 'yan. May ilang pages, mahaba. Tama. Okay, how to dispose ganito, how to dispose ganyan. So meron silang plan. Okay. So usually in the laboratory, yung mga accumulated wastes, no, lalo na yung mga chemicals or what, okay, nakalagay yan sa satellite accumulation area. So like this one. Okay, so lahat ng acids naka-separate, no, lahat ng bases and the oxidizers, yung mga waste, no. So meron lugar. So this should be sabi sa book nyo, away from traffic. Ibig sabihin hindi masyadong dinadaanan. Okay. So this is controlled by a competent laboratory personnel. So kasi dapat alam niya, no, yung usually laboratory aide, alam niya kung ano yung dapat magkakasama na reagents, no, na wastes in one container. So hindi pwedeng magkasama-sama yung mga waste na yan. So may pangalan na, okay. So waste materials have different categories and corresponding safety precautions, and follow an appropriate disposal method. Okay. So, ito yan, so sa laboratory, sa satellite accumulation area, okay, importante meron ito, no, yung secondary containment or TAB. Okay, so yung secondary containment or tub, pwedeng trays, used for yan, spills and leakages from any primary container. So parang pang yan, pag may tatapon man, dito pupunta, no? Hindi mag-spill doon sa floor. Okay, so kailangan yan, closed at all times. Very important yan. And must be labeled with all chemical constituents. Ano bang laman nito? Yan, at kailangan mayroong secondary containment at kailangan nakasegregate, no, yung mga incompatible waste, magkakahiwalay. Okay. So, yan, no? So yung waste materials in the satellite accumulation area should not be kept for more than a year. Tagal na masyado nun, no? Okay. So waste exceeding the 55 gallons pag masyadong marami should be managed accordingly within 3 days. So usually, pag ganito kadami, okay, dadalhin na yan doon sa collection area and then didispose na kaagad, no? Dapat. Okay. Masyado nang malaki ito. Okay. So collect yan, hazardous or flammable waste solvents in containers pending the transfer or disposal. So lalagay yan mga hazardous chemicals, no, sa isang lalagyan, no, mga flammable waste, okay, isang lalagyan, okay, bago i-dispose. So do not mix incompatible waste to avoid occurrence of heat generation, gas evolution, or other reactions. So yun yung sinasabi kong dapat compatible yung mga waste na nakalagay dito sa ating mga containers. Tama? Okay. So, ayan, segregate waste, paulit-ulit siya. So, sabi ko nga, galing to sa book nyo according to how they will be managed. Okay, observe the compatibility of containers and the waste contents. Okay, so paulit-ulit siya na. Okay, so yan yung mga containers natin. Okay, pwedeng plastic, pwedeng glass, pwedeng metal. Okay, so depende sa reagent. Kapag corrosive, hindi pwedeng metal. Okay, kasi pag sinabi mong corrosive, that can corrode metal, right? Okay, so yan, pag naglagay ka ng reagent ng waste, no, sa container, leave daw adequate headspace. Ito lang yung maximum. Okay, meron kang about 1 inch, no, na allowance. Hindi siya umaapaw. Okay? So ayan. Now, provide a container for collection of liquid waste. Okay, corrosive materials such as amine should not be stored in metal containers. And do not use galvanized steel safety can, ito siya, for halogenated waste solvents to avoid corrosion and leaks. Okay, kasi magko-corrode yung metal. Okay, pag nag-corrode yan, tama, so magli-leak, lalabas. Para ba siyang nangalawang ganon? Okay. So label the waste containers with their contents. O, paulit-ulit lang yan. So ano ba yung nakalagay dyan? Ilalagay mo lahat. Yung anong waste ang tinapon mo dyan. And keep waste containers closed. So kung yan ay may funnel, no? So tanggalin mo yung funnel and i-close mo. So may mga containers ngayon ay mayroon ng ganyan, no? Parang mga built-in funnel, parang ganyan. Nakalagay na dyan. So may cover din siya. Pag wala yan, tanggalin mo yung funnel mo and then close mo yung container mo. Okay? And do not use glass if there's danger of freezing. Okay? Kasi pag freezing, no, mag-expand, pwedeng mabasag yung glass. Okay? So place solid waste in a labeled container prior to disposal. So yung kanina, diniscuss natin mga liquid waste. So pag solid waste, ganun din. No? Lagay mo rin sa container. Okay. And then dispose non-hazardous solid waste using the laboratory trash or segregate them for recycling. Ayan. So mamaya, I will discuss yung mga types of mga wastes. Okay. And then disposal of empty containers. May mga containers tayo, wala nang laman. So, ano daw, remove the labels. Okay. Empty the contents. Okay. Rinse the container properly if necessary. And then follow the guidelines for disposing empty containers. Kasi may mga empty containers na that will be collected by the supplier kung sino yung nag-supply sa inyo. No? So sila na yung maglilinis, sila na yung bahala dyan. Okay, so follow the guidelines of your laboratory in disposing the empty containers. Okay, now punta na tayo sa categories of healthcare waste. Okay, so hindi lang to laboratory waste ha, buong yan sa hospital, mga healthcare waste. So we have the general waste, okay, ito yung mga classifications natin, and how to dispose. Yan, yun ang ating trabaho ngayon. No? So, review lang ito. So, we have the non-hazardous or the general waste sa healthcare. Di ba? May mga bisita minsan sa hospital. Right? Okay, so may mga magdadala ng cake, yung mga ganyan, dadala ng fruits, and ganyan. O kaya pagkain ng ating patient. Okay, so not in contact with the infectious agent. So that will be classified as non-hazardous or general waste. Okay, so sabi dito comparable to domestic waste, yan yung nakikita natin sa bahay. No? So, and this can be classified whether that's biodegradable, no? Yung mga leftover food, mga fruit peelings, ayan, biodegradable yan. Okay, and non-biodegradable, yung mga plastics natin, na okay. And then can be, of course, yon recyclable. Okay, pwede mong i-recycle. Kaya nga sa bahay niya maganda pag naka-separate na yung mga organic, yung mga biodegradable, nabubulok, no? Okay, mga paper, okay, plastic, plus nakahiwalay na mga metal. So mas maganda sana pag ganyan. Okay. Now, infectious waste, yan sa laboratory, marami nito. So ano ba yung mga examples niyan? Basta merong specimen coming from the patient. That's considered as infectious waste. So yan, solid waste from patients, yan, mga dressings, yan, mga swabs, mga blood bags, urine bags, sputum cups, no? So these are considered yung mga solid wastes. Now yung liquid naman, syempre yung mga yan, mga secretions ng patients, no? Feces, urine, blood, mga amniotic fluid, synovial fluid, CSF, mga ganyan. And then of course the cultures. Ito, culture media na ginamit in culture and sensitivity testing. Nagpatubo ka ng microorganism eh. Tama? So, syempre, infectious. Pwede kang ma-infect. Yan. So, next now will be the sharps. So, in passing lang na natin to, no? Kasi alam na nyo itong mga types of wastes na to. So, yan, needles, right? Mga lancets, mga ganyan. Okay. Broken glass. Okay. So, yan, no? So, next now will be your pathological and anatomical waste. So, pag sinabi mong pathological, ayan, tissue sections and body material derived from biopsies or surgical procedures. Yung mga breast mass, yan, placenta, internal organs, no? Okay, tissues, yung mga ganyan. So, yun ay pathological waste, dinadala sa histopathology. So, yung anatomical waste naman, this is a subgroup. Pathologic waste din yan. No? But you can see no, yung recognizable body parts. Halimbawa, pinutol na paa, yung mga ganyan. No? Yung kaya daliri. So, nakikita mo pa yung body part. Anatomical waste yun. Okay. So, next now will be your pharmaceutical waste. So, expired, okay. So, spilled, okay. Contaminated, okay, pharmaceutical products, drugs, and vaccines. So, paano kaya itatapon yan? So, mamaya aaralin natin. No? So, under here also will be your anti-neoplastic or yung anti-cancer drugs. Cytotoxic. Yung say cytotoxic, cyto means cell, toxic, no? Can any agent or process that kills cells. So, yan yung mga cytotoxic drugs natin. Tama? No? Yung mga cytostatic naman, yung mga ganun, meron mga cytostatic. No? So, yun yung mga can cause yung, can inhibit the growth, no? Or the division of the cell. Okay, so yun yung mga cytostatic natin, cytocell static, no? Parang stagnant. So, hindi sila mag-multiply yan. Inhibit the growth, hindi magmumultiply. So usually ginagamit yan sa mga mga cancer patients para, di ba, pinapatay yung mga cancer cells, yung mga ganyan. Okay. So pag sinabi mo naman genotoxic, no? So agents known to damage the DNA. Yan. So yan yung mga ginagamit sa mga oncology, may mga cancer, okay, or radiotherapy. Okay, so yung mga biological fluids daw from patients treated with these drugs, no? So usually treated yan as mga din pharmaceutical, yung mga waste natin na ganyan, cytotoxic waste. Okay, genotoxic waste ang tawag nila dyan. Okay, kaya nga di ba yung mga nagkikimo, okay, so within 24 hours or 48 hours, no, yung mga secretions, excretions nila, yung mga ihi nila, na, okay, so with care pagka tinapon yan, okay, kasi nandyan yung drugs, okay, nandun, ini-excrete nila then to their urine, okay, so yung mga drugs na yan, biological fluids, okay, so tawag natin dyan will be kung anong drug yon, okay, cytotoxic waste o kaya genotoxic waste. So next will be the chemical waste. Ayan. So syempre pag chemicals, meron tayong chemicals na hazardous and non-hazardous. Okay. So yung mga non-hazardous natin, pwede yung itinatapon na lang sa sink na. Okay. Now mga examples of hazardous ay itong mga to. Okay. Yung toxic. Okay. Can be a health and environment hazard. Okay. Corrosive. Okay. So pag yan ay strong acid or strong bases. Okay, pag ang pH niya is less than 2, masyadong baba, no? And then pag ang pH niya ay greater than 12, masyado namang basic, no? So mga corrosive yan. And then the flammable, no? Yung flash point niyan below 60 degrees Celsius. Pwedeng umapoy. And then reactive. So these are classified as hazardous chemicals, no? At saka yung may mga high content of heavy metals. Okay, so mga hazardous din yan. Okay. So pressurized containers also type of waste, no? Okay. And then sabi dito, containers may explode, so pwedeng itapon na siya kaagad, right? Okay. And then kasi may mga natirang mga konti diyan sa loob. And then the radioactive wastes also. Okay, so radioactive materials. Okay. O kaya again, kagaya ito yung mga cytotoxic waste na yung galing sa pasyente. So pag halimbawa in-injectan yung patient na radioactive material for testing, na? So again, yung excreta niya, yung mga excretions niya, okay, ay classified as radioactive waste. And so this slide is very important. I usually give this in the exam kasi sa board exam tinatanong din ito na yung color coding, no, for waste segregation. Okay, for infectious kailangan naka-yellow, okay, bin or liner. Okay, kasi 'di ba yung iba liner lang yung yellow, no? Tapos yung trash can nila ordinary trash can. Okay? So yung iba naman, no, yung pati yung bin nila kulay dilaw. Okay, basta yellow, no? Okay. Pag pathological and anatomic, same, yellow din. Okay. And then, pag yan ay sharps, okay, pressurized containers, red. Okay. Pag sharps, syempre, red bin, no? Walang liner yan. Kasi ano lang naman yan. Dito, sharps yan. Pwedeng matusok. Yung liner mo, ano naman ang gamit ng liner na yan. So, yung container mo mismo yung red. Okay. And then, chemical waste, ayan. Siyempre, nakalagay yan sa container, no? And then yung container na yan, lalagay nila sa yellow with black band. Ayan. And then the pharmaceutical waste, ganun din, yellow with black band. Okay. And then the radioactive wastes, orange. No? So for the general waste, okay, black or colorless, if that's non-biodegradable. Okay. So kadalasan sa atin black. Hindi gumagamit ng colorless. So black, pag non-biodegradable. Pag green naman, biodegradable. Yan. So, isipin nyo na lang yung dahon. Okay, leaf. Diba? Ano yan? Green. Tama? Okay. So, diba yung leaf, nabubulok yan. Okay, kaya yan, biodegradable. Okay, so this is very important. Okay. Now, punta na tayo sa treatment. Okay, before disposal, this waste should be treated first. Okay, so process of changing the biological and chemical characteristics of waste, okay, to minimize its potential to cause harm. Yan, may gagawin ka muna sa kanya, no, bago mo siya itapon, okay, para hindi makapag-cause ng harm. Okay, so yan, minimize its potential to cause harm. Okay, so pag yan ay infectious, syempre patayin mo muna yung microorganism bago mo itapon. Ganun yan. That's yan yung treatment na sinasabi natin. Okay. So methods of treatment, okay, prior to disposal, thermal processes. So say thermal, di ba? Init, no? Rely on heat to destroy pathogens. Okay, pyrolysis, no? Okay, autoclave or microwave under this. Yan. Okay. So you can also use chemical disinfection, no? Mga chemicals, okay, to treat, no, yung healthcare waste before disposal. So may mga biological processes din, and then the encapsulation and inertization. So isa-isahin natin yan, mabilisan lang. No? Okay. So pyrolysis, this is thermal decomposition of healthcare waste. So ginagamit ito in almost all types of healthcare waste. So absence of supplied molecular oxygen in the destruction chamber. So mainit na mainit. Pyro means fire. Okay. So waste is converted into gaseous, liquid or solid form. At then yung residue niya ay dinidispose sa landfill. So remember, this is just a method of treatment prior to disposal. So i-dispose sa landfill. Okay. And then ito naman yung autoclave natin. Ayan. So, yan. Use of steam sterilization. No? Wet thermal. Yan. So, 121 degrees Celsius. Right? Heat pressure of 15 per square inch. Yan yung pressure niya. So, 15 to 30 minutes. So, depende. Kadalasan sa 30 minutes. Okay. So indicators of complete sterilization, okay, so yung color changing tapes, kapag gaya nito. So yung mga ini-sterilize, dinidikitan nila ng ganito na yung tape. So before sterilization, yan yung tsura niya sa taas. White pa siya. No? So after autoclaving, pag na-reach niya na, yung yan, so pag na-reach niya yung complete sterilization, magiging black siyang ganyan. Okay, so para malaman mo na na-sterilize siya. Ayan, nagiging black. Tapos yung iba yung magamit ng test ampules. No? So kadalasan na ito kasi mura lang to tape. No? Okay, the color changing tapes. Now, another way to treat healthcare waste is the use of the microwave. Okay, so 100 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes. So microorganisms are destroyed by heat. Okay. Yan, which coagulates, of course, and denatures the enzymes and the proteins. So, nasisira yung microorganism dahil sa init. Di ba? Pag nainit nga lang tayo ng pagkain natin, no? So, sandali lang init na sa microwave. Okay. So, yan, 100 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes. Okay. Now, others, you can use, of course, yung chemical. So, ito, yung autoclave, microwave, usually ginagamit yan sa mga infectious wastes. Okay. Now, for chemical, yan, mga aldehydes, mga formaldehydes, yung mga ganyan, formalin. Okay. So, ginagamit yan for pathological waste. Diba? Yung paghalimbawa breast mask, dadalhin dun sa histopath, nakalagay yan sa formalin. No? So, meron siyang parang preservative kanan. Okay. So, para di ba, yung mga nilalagyan ng formalin, di ba? Yung mga dead people, no? Okay, dead persons, okay, mga dead, ayan, lalagay ng formalin, okay, to preserve, right? Okay. So, yeah. Okay, chlorine compounds, phenolic compounds, yung mga phenolic compounds natin, yung mga Lysol, di ba? Okay, so yan. So, chemical also, no, you used to treat mga chemotherapy waste and the chemical waste. Okay, so meron silang parang pag chemical waste niyan, nini-neutralize nila. Okay, prior to disposal. And then itong dalawang ito, hindi masyadong ginagamit. Now you have the biological process that uses enzyme, okay, mixture to decontaminate healthcare waste. And then of course the radiation technology. Okay, so the radiation technology breaks down the DNA molecules of the microorganisms. Okay, so yan yung mga ways to treat. Meron pa, okay, yung dalawa. You have the encapsulation and inertization. So itong dalawang ito ay for pharmaceutical waste. Yung mga expired drugs, ayan. So almost the same, halos pareho sila. So yung encapsulation, merong container. Okay, so sayang hindi ko nalagay yung picture ko dito. May picture ako dito. So may container, tama? Tapos lalagay mo lang yung waste doon. Tapos maglalagay lang na immobilizing material. Okay, para hindi siya gumalaw. And then isi-seal yung container. And then itatapon na sa landfill. Yan, ganun. Okay. So yung inertization, this is a variant of encapsulation. Parang encapsulation din siya. Kasi lalagay mo din sa container. May lalagay ka rin. Right? Okay, then isi-seal din. Then tatapon din sa landfill. Almost the same. Pero ito nga lang, okay, mini-mix with cement, water, and lime. Okay. So yung inertization. And then dispose din sa landfill. Yan. So both for pharmaceutical waste. Yan. Okay. Now, punta na tayo sa disposal. Tatapon na. No? Okay, so itatapon na. So sabi ko nga, pag sa disposal, pwede sana kung ano yan, di ba? Incineration. Wala naman tayo incineration dito sa Pilipinas. Okay, so, okay, sanitary landfill. Yan. Engineered site designed to keep waste isolated from the environment. So ito kung ito yung water, ito yung landfill natin, no? Make sure yung leachate, no, yung mga katas niya, okay, hindi mapunta dito sa water. Okay, tapos 'di ba yung waste natin, there's also the gas formation, yung methane gas. Meron siyang tagakuha ng gas na yan, may gas control. And then meron din yan, leachate, yung mga katas nito, no, merong pinupuntahan. Okay, tapos tinitreat. Yan. So yan yung sanitary landfill. So yung mga wastes diyan tinatapon. Okay. Now, in remote areas, in mga rural areas, sa mga probinsya, no, na walang mga ganito, okay, so ang ginagawa, pwedeng safe burial. No? So, tinitreat muna, no, lalagyan ng chemical o kung ano man. No? Okay. And then, ilalagay dito. Okay, so parang nakabaon, no, nakalibing. Okay, so pero ito, no, meron din siyang parang clay or cement. Okay, para lang again, yung leachate, yung katas, hindi pupunta doon sa ilalim. No? And then dyan na, natatapon yung mga yan, wastes. Okay. Now, another, no, yung septic or concrete vaults. Yan, parang ganito siya. Okay. Para rin siyang, yan, vault. Semento, no? Tapos yan, tinatapon din dyan, no? Yung mga sharps natin. Okay, yan. So yan yung sa mga provinces, na. Okay. So but of course pag mas maganda kung nasa sanitary landfill, tinatapon yung mga wastes natin, no, healthcare wastes. Okay, now punta na tayo. So this is in your book, no? Okay, yung picture niya. Okay, so summary lang ito. So very important lang sa atin will be of course yung storage at source at saka waste disposal. O kaya kung may treatment, and then the waste disposal, paano tinatapon? Okay. Now, let's start with the non-infectious waste. So, I already told you before, earlier, no, na yan ay nakalagay sa green pag yan ay biodegradable. Okay? At pag yan ay non-biodegradable sa black. Okay, so important yan ha, huwag kakalimutan. And then, ayan na, collection and site. Okay, merong garbage holding area. So sa FEU, meron silang garbage holding area doon. Pag nakita niyo yan, para siyang maliit na building. So building talaga siya. Okay, nandun lahat ng mga wastes. Okay, madadaanan niyo yan. Okay, and then punta na tayo, paano na siya itatapon? No? So, syempre, kung pwedeng i-compost, no? Composting, yung babaon lang sa lupa, ipapataba, ganyan, ng mga halaman, o kaya ipapakain sa, ayan, animals, no? Or, pag yan ay recyclable, syempre, that will be recycled. Yan. Okay, junk shop dealer, yan. Now, pag infectious waste, syempre, okay, yellow container yan. Tama, okay, yellow container, ilalagay mo sa yellow container. And then that should be treated first. So, paano yung treatment natin? Kanina sinabi natin, pwedeng i-autoclave, tama, no? Okay, pwedeng i-microwave o kaya kung ano man yan, tama, okay. And then, okay, yan, no? Waste disposal, maganda kung sa landfill siya ilalagay. Yan. And then, pag pathological waste, syempre, no, yung sabi natin pathological waste, yung mga tissue, breast mass, yan, pwedeng mga placenta, yung mga ganyan. Yellow container din, okay, pwedeng i-refrigerate muna yan kung hindi pa makukuha, no, okay. And then, nalagyan ng chemical disinfectant, and then pwedeng sa concrete vault, no, or pwedeng i-bury. Okay, safe ha, safe burial. Okay. And then, or pwede namang i-cremate. Yan, pwedeng i-cremate. Okay, kinikremate nila. Okay, so yan, kadalasan ganito lang nilalagay yung mga tissue. Okay, so dapat that should be treated first before disposal. Yan. And then yung chemical waste natin, yellow container with black band. Yan. Okay, so lagay muna yan sa designated storage area. So yung iba dine-delay to decay until that loses yung kanyang concentration. Okay. And then non-burn technologies, usually pag chemical yan, lalagyan din ng chemical to neutralize. Okay. And then yung iba yan, i-recycle. So usually that will be collected by the licensed disposal company. Sa FEU, ang ginagawa dyan, okay, so meron din collection, meron silang yan, lagayan ng mga waste, different types na nakasegregate. Okay, and that's collected by a licensed disposal company. Okay, so yung disposal company, yun na yung magti-treat at saka magtatapon kung saan. Okay. Now, pag ang chemical ay non-infectious, usually, yan, pwedeng itapon sa sink and then water. Okay, mga enzymes na hindi masyadong infectious, yung mga yan. Okay, so next now will be the radioactive waste. So orange, very important yan. Okay, and then again, nalagay lang siya dyan. And this is collected by a licensed disposal company. Okay, so tapos yung licensed disposal company na yung nagtitreat. So ang ginagawa nila dyan, yan, delay to decay. Lalagay lang nila sa isang lalagyan. Tama, no? Okay. And then, hinihintay nila, di ba yung half-life niyan, yan sinasabing delay to decay. Tama, yung half-life niyan. Okay. So, halimbawa, ang half-life niya ay 10 days. Tapos, yung kanyang radioactivity ay about 20. No? So, after 20 days, naging 10 na lang siya. After another 10 days, okay, ilan na lang siya? 5. No? Until that loses its radioactivity. Yan. Okay. Pagka yan. And then usually, sabi ko nga, yan ay kino-collect ng supplier. No? So waste disposal that's collected by the supplier. Okay. And then next, you have the aerosol. Okay. So, and the pressurized container, parehong red. Parehong red. Okay. And yan, collected yan by the supplier. No? O kaya tapon sa landfill. Okay. So kadalasan yan binabalik dun sa supplier. Bahala na yung supplier, no, kung paano niya gagawin diyan. Okay. Ayan, no? So yung sharps, okay, so saan natin lalagay? Puncture container. So itong storage source, importante yan, ha? Okay, and then saan yan tinatapon? Usually, no? Okay, sa landfill or binibury. Okay, but of course, that should be treated first. Tinitreat muna yan. So pag sinabing non-burn technologies, kasi yung burn technology, incineration. Wala man tayong incineration nga dito. Tama, no? So pwedeng chemical, no? Kadalasan chemical. Okay, lalagyan muna nila ng chemical yan. Tapos yan, binibury. Kaya nilalagay sa landfill. Okay? And then, yan, yung mga expired pharmaceutical, no? Say, yellow container. Okay, and then kadalasan yan, okay, collected by a licensed disposal company. So, kino-collect lang yan ng supplier. Okay, yan lang yung disposal natin dyan. Okay, so importante dito, you'll be here. No? So, kung meron mang treatment and then, waste disposal. Okay, now, this is the last slide. Okay, but before I go to the last slide, okay, so ayan yan ha, importante yung mga color. Tama, yan. Okay, mga kulay. No? At saka saan sila itinatapon. Okay. So tapon lang naman natin diyan, 'di ba? Landfill, tama no? So landfill can be vault, tama, can be yung safe burial, no? Okay. So next now, this is the last slide. So suggested guidelines for specimen retention. Okay, so kailan mo siya itatapon? Okay, yung reagents natin. Okay, when do we dispose this? Okay, wastes, reagents, specimens, no? Specimens, hindi reagents, specimens. Okay, so you have the serum, your blood, CSF, body fluids. So 48 hours before you discard. Okay, so lagay lang yan doon. So kung saan siya pwedeng i-preserve, no? Okay, it can be refrigeration. No? That depends on the specimen. Okay, 48 hours before you discard. Okay, for the urine, 24 hours lang, no? Discard na siya. Okay, and then the body fluid smear sa slide. Okay, so 7 days before disposal. Okay, bago mo itapon. No? Okay, and the microbiology stain slide, 7 days before you discard. Okay, yung surgical pathology slides, yung tinitingnan kung may cancer o wala. So usually 10 years before din-discard yan. So kasi usually may mga pathologists na chine-check, no? Nitingnan, kino-compare, ano ba siya? No? So nire-request, no? Nire-request siya. Okay, halimbawa, 'di ba? Ngayon, 'di ba, tinitingnan nila kung gaano kabilis mag-progress, no, yung kanyang cancer. So kino-compare. So wag muna itapon. No? So 10 years bago siya itapon. Okay, so yan. Okay, kasi ito naman, minsan yung mga doctors, no, when you release the result, okay, ay paki-check mo nga ulit, paki-ulit mo nga, yung mga ganun. No? So kailangan yung specimen mo naka-preserve. No? Preserve and do not discard yet. Okay, so yeah, no, that's the end of the lecture. Thank you very much.